Hello everyone. And welcome back to the channel. If you cook rice regularly, chances are you pour rice water down the drain almost every day. But what many plant lovers have discovered over the years is that this simple kitchen leftover can actually be put to good use in the garden. One of the plants most often mentioned is the peace lily. Some people believe that watering a peace lily with rice water will automatically make it grow faster and bloom more often. Others have tried it several times without noticing any difference at all. In some cases, the soil even developed a sour smell or mold started to appear. So, what is the truth? Is rice water really beneficial for peace lilies? And if it is, what's the right way to use it so you can enjoy its potential benefits without causing problems for your plant? In today's video, we'll explore 7 practical ways to use rice water when caring for a peace lily. More importantly, we'll also talk about some common mistakes that many people make without realizing it. And be sure to stay until the end, because the final tip may explain why rice water seems to work well for some people but not for others. Let's begin with a simple question. What exactly is in rice water that makes so many gardeners save it instead of throwing it away? When rice is washed, a small amount of the outer layer dissolves into the water. This includes a little starch, small amounts of B vitamins, and trace minerals such as potassium, magnesium, and phosphorus. While the concentrations are not very high, rice water does contain more than just plain water. However, this is also where one of the biggest misunderstandings begins. Rice water is not a complete fertilizer. The amount of nutrients it contains is relatively small and can vary depending on the type of rice and how it is washed. That's why it would be misleading to say that simply watering your peace lily with rice water will make it bloom continuously. Instead, it's better to think of rice water as a gentle supplement. If your peace lily already has healthy roots, receives the right amount of indirect light, and is watered properly, rice water may provide a small nutritional boost that supports healthy growth over time. You can think of it this way. For us, drinking a glass of fresh fruit juice can provide extra vitamins, but it can't replace a balanced daily diet. Rice water works in much the same way for plants. It can be a helpful addition, but it shouldn't be considered a miracle solution. Understanding this simple point helps set realistic expectations. Rather than hoping for dramatic results overnight, you'll see rice water for what it really is, a small part of an overall healthy plant care routine. Now that we know rice water isn't some magical plant tonic, the next question is obvious. How should we actually use it? Interestingly, the first method isn't watering the soil at all. Many experienced plant growers like to use diluted rice water to gently clean the leaves of their peace lily. That may sound surprising at first because most of us naturally think of rice water as something you pour into the soil. But keeping the leaves clean is actually an important part of caring for indoor plants. Peace lilies are commonly placed in living rooms, offices, or bedrooms where there's very little rain to naturally wash away dust. Over time, a thin layer of dust gradually settles on the leaves. It may not be easy to notice, but even a light coating of dust can reduce the amount of light reaching the leaf surface. When that happens, photosynthesis becomes a little less efficient, meaning the plant produces less energy to support new leaves, healthy roots, and eventually flower production. That's why many experienced plant owners make a habit of wiping their peace lily leaves regularly, whether they use rice water or not. If you'd like to try rice water, simply dilute it first. Soak a soft cloth, and gently wipe both sides of each leaf. There's no need to scrub hard. A gentle wipe is enough to remove dust and keep the leaves looking fresh. Some people notice that the leaves appear shinier afterward. However, That doesn't necessarily mean the leaves are absorbing significant nutrients from the rice water. The biggest benefit is simply having cleaner leaves that can capture light more effectively and photosynthesize more efficiently. After about 10 to 15 minutes, it's a good idea to wipe the leaves once more using a clean cloth dampened with plain water. This helps remove any leftover starch that could attract more dust or encourage fungal growth in warm and humid conditions. It's a small step, but one that many people overlook. As you can see, rice water isn't only useful for watering the roots. It can also become part of your regular leaf care routine. But that naturally leads to another question. Since roots are responsible for absorbing water and nutrients, wouldn't pouring rice water directly into the soil be even more effective? This is actually the most common way people use rice water, and it's also where most mistakes happen. Let's take a closer look at that in the next part of the video. Since the roots are responsible for absorbing water and nutrients, does that mean watering the soil with rice water is the best approach? The answer is yes, but only if it's used correctly. This is exactly why some people swear by rice water, while others try it a few times and decide it simply doesn't work. When rice water is poured into the soil, the roots don't directly absorb the large starch particles it contains. Instead, those organic compounds are gradually broken down by beneficial microorganisms living in the potting mix. Only after this natural process can some of the nutrients become available for the plant to absorb. This also explains why rice water doesn't produce instant results. If you water your peace lily today and expect to see noticeable changes tomorrow, you'll most likely be disappointed. Growing healthy plants takes patience. The first improvements usually happen underground as the root system becomes healthier. Then you'll begin to notice stronger new leaves. And only later, when the plant has stored enough energy, will it have a better chance of producing flowers. That's why the key isn't to use as much rice water as possible. It's to use it in moderation. Before watering, dilute the rice water with clean water. Only apply it when the surface of the soil has started to dry slightly. Peace lilies enjoy evenly moist soil, but they don't like sitting in constantly wet conditions. If the soil is already wet and you continue adding rice water, the roots may not receive enough oxygen, increasing the risk of root rot over time. Another common mistake is pouring all the rice sediment into the pot. Many people assume that more sediment means more nutrients. In reality, those rice particles decompose quickly, which can create unpleasant odors and make the soil more compact. If you want to use rice water, it's generally better to use the liquid after most of the sediment has settled or been removed. It's also important not to replace every watering with rice water. Your peace lily still needs plain water for its regular care. Rice water should simply be an occasional supplement, not the plant's primary water source. At this point, you might be wondering about something else. What about fermented rice water? Is it even better? This is a topic that generates quite a bit of discussion among plant enthusiasts. Some people like to leave rice water in a container for 1 or 2 days before using it. During this time, natural microorganisms begin breaking down some of the organic matter, leading many gardeners to believe that the nutrients become more available to plants. If you choose to try this method, there are a few things to keep in mind. Fermented rice water often develops a strong smell, so it's still best to dilute it before watering your plant. More importantly, don't leave it for too long. If the odor becomes unpleasant or the liquid shows signs of spoilage, it's better to discard it rather than use it on your peace lily. Whether you use fresh rice water or lightly fermented rice water, the most important factor is still moderation. Using a reasonable amount is far more beneficial than assuming that more nutrients will automatically produce faster growth. Speaking of moderation, there's another question that's worth asking. How do you know when it's time to stop using rice water? If you notice white mold appearing on the soil surface, a persistent sour smell, or an increase in tiny insects around the pot, these may be signs that too much organic material has accumulated in the soil. If that happens, switch back to plain water for a while and, if possible, gently loosen the top layer of soil to improve airflow. If the potting mix has become old, compacted, or drains poorly, replacing it may do far more for your plant than continuing to add any type of nutrient. So, if rice water is used properly, how long does it usually take before you notice any results? This is probably one of the most common questions people ask. The truth is, don't focus on the flowers first. Instead, pay attention to the early signs of healthy growth. You may notice new leaves emerging more regularly, richer green foliage, and a stronger overall appearance. These are often the first indications that the root system is functioning well. As the plant becomes healthier, it gradually stores more energy, creating better conditions for flowering in the future. If you're only waiting for flowers to appear, you might overlook these smaller but very encouraging signs of progress. And finally, I'd like to leave you with what I believe is the most important takeaway from today's video. Don't expect rice water to do everything. Rice water cannot replace proper lighting. If your peace lily spends all its time in a dark corner, it's unlikely to grow vigorously or bloom well. It also can't compensate for poor potting soil. A plant with unhealthy or waterlogged roots won't suddenly recover just because rice water is added. And finally, rice water is not a substitute for a balanced fertilizer. While it does contain small amounts of nutrients, the levels are relatively low and not balanced enough to meet all of your plant's long-term needs. A simple way to think about it is this. Rice water is a useful bonus, not a complete solution. When combined with proper watering, bright indirect light, well-draining soil, and consistent care, it may help support a healthier peace lily over time. But if those basic growing conditions are ignored, rice water alone won't produce the results you're hoping for. I hope today's video has given you a clearer understanding of how rice water can be used safely and effectively when caring for a peace lily. Have you ever tried using rice water on your plants? Or do you have another simple gardening tip that has worked well for you? Feel free to share your experience in the comments below. Your advice might inspire someone else to grow a healthier, happier peace lily. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more simple, practical plant care tips in future videos. See you next time.